USS Midway. Midway was laid down the 27th of October 1943 in Shipway 11 at Newport News Shipbuilding Co. Newport News, Virginia, launched the 20th of March 1945, sponsored by Mrs. Bradford William Ripley Jr., and commissioned on the 10th of September 1945, 8 days after the surrender of Japan, with Captain Joseph F. Holger in command. After shakedown in the Caribbean, Midway joined the U.S. Atlantic Fleet training schedule, with Norfolk as her home port. From the 20th of February 1946, she was the flagship for Carrier Division 1. In March, she participated in Operation Frostbite, testing the Ryan FR firewall and helicopter rescue techniques for cold weather operations in the Labrador Sea. In September 1947, a captured German V-2 rocket was test-fired from the flight deck in Operation Sandy, the first large rocket launch from a moving platform, and the only moving platform launch for a V-2. While the rocket lifted off, it then tilted and broke up at 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, 3, on the 29th of October 1947. Midway sailed for the first of her annual deployments with the 6th Fleet in the Mediterranean. Between deployments, Midway trained and received alterations to accommodate heavier aircraft as they were developed. In June 1951, Midway operated in the Atlantic off the Virginia Capes during carrier suitability tests of the F-9F-5 Panther. On the 23rd of June, as CDR, George Chamberlain Duncan attempted a landing in Juneau 125,228. A downdraft just aft of the stern caused Duncan to crash. His plane's forward fuselage broke away and rolled down the deck, and he suffered burns. Footage of the crash has been used in several films, including Men of the Fighting Lady, Midway, and The Hunt for Red October. In 1952, the ship participated in Operation Mainbrace, North Sea maneuvers with NATO forces. Midway had an angled runway painted on the flight deck in May for touch-and-go landings following early trials of the technique aboard HMS Triumph. Successful demonstration of the possibilities caused widespread adoption of the angled flight deck in future aircraft carrier construction and modifications of existing carriers. 3. On the 1st of October, the ship was redesignated CVA-41. Midway left Norfolk the 27th of December 1954 for a world cruise, sailing via the Cape of Good Hope for Taiwan, where she became the first large carrier in the 7th Fleet for operations in the Western Pacific until the 28th of June 1955. 3. During these operations, Midway pilots flew cover for the evacuation from the Tachin Islands during the Quemoy-Matsu Crisis. 5. Of 15,000 Chinese nationalist troops and 20,000 Chinese civilians, along with their livestock. 1950s apartheid incident. Edit controversy arose during the cruise when Midway docked in Cape Town, South Africa. Democratic Senator Herbert Lehman sent a telegram to Secretary of the Navy Charles Thomas when he learned of a supposed United States Navy plan to segregate 400 non-white members of the crew of Midway while it was in Cape Town. Fellow Democratic Senator Hubert Humphrey soon joined Lehman, additionally sending a letter to the Secretary of State John Foster Dulles, asking that immediate steps be taken to see that equal treatment is given to American service personnel allowed shore leave in South Africa, or eliminate Cape Town as a port of call, and saying that to me this is a shocking act of discrimination that should not be tolerated by our government. Every American soldier or sailor is an American regardless of race, color or creed, and is entitled to be respected and treated as such anywhere in the world. 6. An anonymous Navy official stated that the Department of the Navy did not know of the arrangements that were to be made between the officers of Midway and South African authorities, and that African American members of the crew would not be segregated while still aboard Midway. 6. Clarence Mitchell Jr. also urged Thomas not to allow Midway to dock at Cape Town. James H. Smith, Jr., acting Secretary of the Navy at the time, replied that the stop at Cape Town was merely tea. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Hit the notification to be updated for another upload video. Goodbye, take care.